Hey there, folks. I'm Tracy, your tabletop florist, and today I wanted to show you another option of a fall-inspired flower arrangement. I think we're all pretty accustomed to seeing fall bouquets that have those orange, yellow, and red colors, but there are so many other beautiful colors that come with the fall, like some of those pinky, peachy, orange colors, or some of the deeper reds and purples. You know, there's purples that show up during the fall as well. So today's arrangement, I really wanted to focus on those other colors, those very rich tones. The other thing with today's bouquet, I'm going to show you two variations of it. I know some people may or may not like mums. So one version I'm going to show you with these roses, and then another version I'm going to show you with these mums. I'm going to go over what I have, and then I'm just going to start doing my thing. This is not a 5-minute flowers. There's way too many flowers here to do that. So no timer, okay? So you can just sit back and relax and enjoy. But first, let me go over everything. Okay, so to start, we have these beautiful stock flowers. I really like working with these. I know y'all have seen me do flower arrangements with these flowers before, but this is like this very lovely purple that has like some reddish undertones. And then we have Veronica, and it's that really deep purple bluish color, so like an indigo. And as you've seen, I have these orange peach-ish roses. And then I have these mums that are kind of like this deeper red that has maybe some purple undertones. And then I have eucalyptus, but this is seeded eucalyptus, so it adds another little detail there, okay? And then, of course, my trusty heavy duty shears. Okay, you need these. They really do matter and make a difference, especially if you're trying to cut through multiple stems at one time, or if you have a stem like these with the eucalyptus where it's quite a bit more sturdy, it's woody, and you're just not going to be able to get through these very well with your regular scissors. Plus, you don't want to mess up your other scissors, okay? And then I have a clear vase for today. The reason why I have a clear vase is just because I'm mostly focusing in on the flowers and the variations that I'm going to show you. I do have a couple of options in the back. I will get to those toward the end, play around with that, show you more variation, and give you some extra ideas of how to make fall flower arrangements, but something that might be maybe a little bit different and not what you typically see. Yeah? Okay, so I'm going to start off with these stock flowers. I'm just going to grab all of these at once. That's my usual. I'm going to bring them over here to the vase. I'm going to line them up to get my desired height, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to trim all the stems at once. And of course, I have a bucket over here to receive all of my trimmings. And don't forget, you want to kind of trim at a 45-degree angle so that they can absorb water much easier. You will see me removing these leaves. You can, you don't have to, you can leave them. That's extra greenery. I'm just taking the lower ones off. You definitely want to make sure that you don't have any leaves in the water because it just makes the water all nasty and get really gross really quick. Okay, so just have these in here like so. I'm just kind of putting them in. I'm not doing a whole lot. As you can see, they're just all around here, okay? And we're not going to focus on this too much because as we get more in here, we can move things around and play with things a little bit more. I'm going to set these off to the side for right now because our first example is going to be with the roses. I I am gonna add in some eucalyptus right now just to kind of add a little bit more structure for while I'm placing in other flowers. I'm not gonna do all of it right now, just some of it. I love working with eucalyptus too. One, I love the colors, those softer greens. I really like the shapes of their leaves. They have some nice variety with the shape, and that's just another way to bring in some unique elements and extra character to your flower arrangement. Next, I'm going to grab some of these roses. I'm going to start putting these in. Quick side note for the roses. You may notice that when you get roses, sometimes the outer petals, they've been beat up. They don't look so nice. So you can just remove those. You don't have to if you don't want to, because sometimes you may not even really notice it once you get the flowers in the bouquet. So if you want to, you can leave those. If you don't want to waste your time with it, don't do it. But otherwise, you can remove those petals, but you'll notice you don't have a big open rose anymore. So one of the things that you can do to help your rose to open up a little bit more is just tap it a little and then roll it in between your hands. And it may not really look like it's doing much right now, but man, tomorrow, see, this one opened up a little bit more. Tomorrow, these roses are really going to be nice and open. I will post a photo later comparing the white roses that I worked with just the other day. Oh, and sometimes stuff like that happens. Poor guy. So what I'm going to do here, like I said, I'm just going to continue to loosen these up. And so these will open up really nicely for you tomorrow. I don't want to get too rough with these roses. I'm going to break another one. Almost done. But the white roses that I used the other day, they were really, really, really tight, but they opened up really well the next day after I tapped and rolled them. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab a handful of these, kind of line them up the same height, similar height. And I'm gonna bring them over here and line them up for my desired height, right? And then I'm just going to trim the ends. And these are already pretty much the length that I need, but I just need to freshen up the ends here. I'll put these over here. And I'm just gonna start placing these in the vase. And I'm gonna work my way around the vase and then eventually work my way to the center of the vase. And I may even hold off to do the roses in the very center just so that I can get a little bit more structure with my other flowers before I do that. But I might, let's just see here. Some of them are kind of sticking up. Let's see. Okay, so that looks good for right now. This one's a little tall. And I'm also going to start to kind of move around the stalk flowers. I don't only want them around the edges. Okay, I think I'm gonna get some more of these roses in here. Don't be afraid to touch the flowers. Just, be gentle. And if something happens to them, don't stress it. This is going to be a rose heavy bouquet. I'm going to add in some of the eucalyptus. Didn't want to stay right there. So I just pulled it out, and I'm going to go more for the center. This is a really big one. So you could cut this in half if you wanted to, but it is going to make this quite a bit shorter. And then depending on what vase you're using, it may not be long enough for them to reach the water. So I'm just going to kind of put this in the center, get it down as far as I'd like it to be. And then I'm just going to open up the branches instead. And I'm just going to kind of weave it in and out of the flowers. You can kind of see how I did that right there. Really nice and pretty. You get those lovely leaves. You get the seeds from the eucalyptus. Pull this eucalyptus out a little bit more over here. I'm going to rearrange some of these roses. Sometimes it's just fine tuning. And don't let that be frustrating to you, okay? That's part of the fun and the relaxing aspect of making a flower arrangement. This is very, very relaxing for me, and I know that it may not be for everybody, but I'm going to show you how it can be. So sometimes there is some fine tuning. If you're going through your arrangement and maybe you're not too happy with the way something's looking, that's okay. Just move things around. This is your flower arrangement. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be enjoyable. It's meant to be soothing. And things don't have to be perfect, okay? And this stock flower is really curvy over here. I'm going to rotate it around a little bit. When you have a flower that's really curvy, use that to your advantage, okay? Play this shape inward or outward, whatever shape you're going for with your flower arrangement, but use this shape and any curvature to the flowers that you have to your advantage. Let's see, I have one more rose. Let me spin this around and see where an extra rose could go. I feel like it's a little light on this side. I'm gonna shift this rose over just a little bit more. I'm gonna pull this one up and out some, and then I'm gonna place this other rose over here. I'm gonna trim it a slight bit more. And then I'm gonna add it in right here. So now we have a really, really nice, even disbursement of the roses, and then you have that deep purple all throughout. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add in the Veronica, and then this version will be done. Okay, and same thing. You don't have to remove the leaves. You can, or you can leave them. I'm gonna leave them so that it's just extra greenery and kind of helps to fill out the arrangement a little bit more. And I'm just gonna place these, once again, just all throughout. Kind of leave them up a little bit. And have some of these curving out. This is really pretty, really pretty. I'm really loving all of these colors together, all the various textures. Here we go. These lower leaves on this one need to come off because they are going to end up in the water. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to stick this one just right in the center. And as you can see, this is also kind of contributing to the shape of the flower arrangement. Move some of these other ones around. Oh, I really like this. Let's see, and I'm going to put this one kind of more toward the center as well. And I'm going to move this other Veronica out just a little bit further toward the edge, so I can get a little bit more space between this one and the other Veronica that I just put in. All right, look at that. Look at that. How beautiful is that? That is gorgeous. I love this. I really, really, really love this look. So yes, this is a flower arrangement with all those really rich fall tones, but just not your typical red, yellow, and orange. You know, we're playing with the colors just a little bit. Now, this would be another great option for you if you don't like mums. But if you really, really, really like mums for your fall arrangements, let me show you what this bouquet would look like, but with the mums. And so now I'm just going to go through and gently remove the roses. And that's something too, if you're making a flower arrangement and you find that maybe you added a flower that you really just don't care for the way it looks with the other flowers that you've chosen, that's okay. You can just remove those flowers. Just remove them carefully and you really won't disturb the other ones too terribly much. See, and basically everybody stayed put. I mean, and this would be a nice flower arrangement too. Just like this with the greens and the purples. That's pretty. That's pretty too. That would be a little bit more of a simple arrangement. Just 3 pieces: the eucalyptus, the stock flower, and then the Veronica. But you could do a slightly smaller vase and bring in the shape of the arrangement. But we're gonna add in these mums now. Okay, once again, the leaves. Bring this back over here, you can still see it. As long as they're above the water line, you can leave them. So I'm gonna, oops, I pulled a Veronica out. I'm gonna angle this mom just a little bit more than what I had originally done. Just gonna go around and add in the mums. Part of my eucalyptus just fell, so that's okay. I'm just gonna gently pull it back up and kind of wrap it around this mum over here. Pull a little bit of it down, but I don't want it completely down. I'm going to play around with these stock flowers a little bit more. But let me get the mums in, and then I'll make some adjustments. And sometimes it's just those little adjustments that can make a big difference. Like twisting a flower around or angling it a little bit more. I'm going to save those other two more toward the center. I'm going to pull this stock flower out just a little bit. And I'm going to leave this other mum slightly more elevated than the other mums. This one's also going to be more toward the center. I'm going to angle this mum a little bit more. I'm going to trim some of this up too, so that as I angle it, I have a little bit more room to work with placement. Because as I'm angling it, and due to the shape of my vase, that longer stem may not work. Okay, so now this is a flower arrangement with the mums. Still very lovely. I still love all these rich tones together. I'm going to pull these Veronica out. I'm just going to adjust these some. But at this moment, I think my favorite version is with the roses. What do you all think? What is your favorite version of this fall-inspired flower arrangement with these deeper, richer tones? I'm gonna pull some of this up. Some of my eucalyptus leaves are falling out toward the bottom, so I'm just gonna go and clean it up a little bit. Yeah, very pretty. I like this one too. What do y'all think? What do you think? Do you like the mums version or the roses version? Either way, both of them are very, very beautiful flower arrangements. And, you know, anytime you have flowers in a home, it's very uplifting. You walk by and you just smile, whether it's because the colors are so pretty and inviting, or whether it's because they smell so great. Like these stock flowers, these smell awesome. I did mention that I was going to show you a couple of vase options. So let me grab those really quick and I'm going to bring them forward for you. Okay, so one of the other vase options is another glass vase, but as you can see, this is a textured vase and it's also green, which I think would look really lovely with these darker, rich tones. And as you can see, I'm just pulling the whole flower arrangement out, and then I'm just gonna transfer it. And the flowers should mostly stay where they are. This is a similar size vase, so you don't really have to worry about your flowers just falling out to the side because the vase is larger. So that's something to consider if you start off with one vase and don't really like it and you want to switch to another vase. Okay, so just keep that in mind, the size, if they're similar, and what really is going to matter is the mouth of the vase, that opening, and how big that is. Now, the other options I have, I just kind of wanted to play around a little bit here. This is one of the vases that I got specifically for my fall arrangement. This is an adorable wicker covered glass vase, and I love this one. I think it's so cute. I like the character and the style. So you will notice that this vase, the mouth on it is quite smaller than that one. So I really don't have to worry about them all falling out to the side and losing the shape. However, we'll see if they all fit in because these is quite a few flowers. Oh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. I like the wicker vase with this. I like that. What do you think? Yeah? Super cute. And then I wanted to show you another option. This is not actually a vase. This is a utensil holder, but I liked the wood. And I wanted to show you this as a vase or vessel option just because sometimes you need to get creative or you want to get creative and have a little bit more fun. But this is not waterproof. So how you solve that is with a jar or just another container that will fit inside of this one. Now this is pretty small, but it should work. I didn't want a jar that's going to stick up above this. So we'll just see how this goes. If you end up switching vases and you go for one that is shorter, as you can see here, you may need to trim the stems more, and that's fine. You just hold them all together like this, and with your heavy duty shears, you just cut through them all real quick, okay? That's one of the things that I love about these. But for this one, I'm not going to actually trim them. I'm just going to show you how you could utilize something else that may not be intended as a vase, or maybe it is intended as a vase, but maybe it's not exactly waterproof. I did use a vase recently. It was the white 10, not waterproof. So what I did was I got a jar, a slightly bigger one because that 10 was taller, and just filled it up with water, put the flowers in it, and then inserted it. So let's see what this looks like. So definitely too tall. Alrighty. Place these inside the jar so that these can hold water. Need to trim it a little bit more. Let's see. I'm going to bring this down quite a bit lower. Okay. Although I will admit, I don't think I'm going to keep these flowers in this makeshift vase. I think I preferred the wicker one better. But there you go. There's another option. This is super, super cute as well, right? Something a little bit different, a way to get creative or use what you have around the house to make a vase. I hope you have enjoyed this flower arrangement and that you're feeling inspired. Like I said, I want to hear which version of this fall inspired flower arrangement you like. Is it the one with the mums, or is it like me and prefer the one with the roses? And which vase? Which vase was your favorite as well? Do you like one of the more colorful ones, or do you prefer just to stick with the clear one? Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you all next time. Please make sure to like, share, and follow or subscribe. See you next time. Bye.